I've always been curious about sewing machines. How does it actually work? Why do you move up and down with just one needle? You can sew clothes quickly and well, until I see how it works, and I realized it was a mechanical miracle. Be careful if you sew clothes by hand. Run the needle through one side of the fabric like this, pull it out from the other side. This is the simplest flat stitch, but if you want to mechanize this process, you encounter a huge problem. Every time the needle passes through the fabric, you have to loosen one side of the needle first, then grab it again from the other side. For the machine, it's almost impossible. So before the invention of the sewing machine, humans first need to create a completely different way of sewing. In 1755, British inventors invented a needle with sharp ends. This way, the needle can then travel back and forth through the fabric without having to reverse the direction every time. This double-ended needle brings an unexpected improvement, and this improvement has been continuously. Later sewing machines are still in use today. That is, it changes the position of the eye of the needle. Move the eye of the needle to the end near the tip. But how does that help? Notice that when we insert the needle into the fabric, the thread does go under the fabric with the needle, but when the needle is pulled out, the thread will also be pulled out along with it. It looks like we're doing nothing. Smart, you must have thought. If we place a coil underneath the fabric, so when I pull the needle out, you can move the fabric, let the needle go through the coil again. They form a little connecting structure. If you repeat this process, can form a whole series of consecutive stitches. So congratulations on inventing the chain stitch. The chain stitch was one of the earliest successes, a sewing method applied to sewing machines. Raymond was the first to invent this machine in 1857. It uses a hook-like structure. The needle first pierces the fabric and moves down with the line, and then, as the needle begins to move upward, the line between the eye of the needle and the fabric will gradually shorten. Due to spatial changes, the line will bend. It forms a little bump. This is the moment. The sharp hook will precisely grasp this bulge. Then it will stretch this part of the thread. It forms a complete coil. When the needle moves down again, the hook will move backwards, and the needle goes through the newly formed coil. When it moves up again, the thread between the eye of the needle and the fabric, a new bend will be formed. The hook grabs the bump again, pull the wire into a new coil, let the needle go through again. So the cycle continues. It creates a chain of stitches. But this simple chain stitch has a flaw. If the thread comes loose, you can easily pull out the whole suture, and effortlessly. Because of this, people later developed more complex lock stitches. This design is more ingenious. It requires two coils of wire. This next coil of thread is called the baseline. Here's how it works. The needle first passes through two layers of fabric, down to the bottom, then let the second reel of wire complete through the coil formed by the upper wire. Then the needle moves up again and tightens the excess thread. In this way, we successfully made two independent threads intertwined and locked. So this is called a lock stitch. It is also the mainstream process of modern sewing machines. Isn't it very clever?